We're back. You're an idiot. Got nothing for y'all this week. This week, you know what? I'm gonna let Charlie let y'all know about this one. Charlie, who the idiot this week?
It's the Vikings. Well, not quite. It's not quite the Vikings. Is anybody, if Vikings included, that didn't think that Sam Darnold was this bad? Like this since Sam Darnold, he started 5-0. It's fun. Hey, Sam's good, man. We don't even need JJ McCarthy. We got what 0-2 in the last. Yeah. Sam Darnold is still Sam Darnold. That's not a great quarterback. That's not a place you want to be. They started to think that maybe they had a tradable asset or asset that's good throughout the entirety of the season. He is a bridge quarterback. He is a bridge quarterback, or some will even say he's a backup quarterback. But with Kevin O'Connell, he can probably still land this plane. But I just don't want anyone to fall for the fool's gold that is Sam Darnold. I don't think he can take them to the promised land. He can get them to the playoffs.
Playoffs?
But that pumpkin, the clock strike midnight, that guy turns into a pumpkin again. And I don't know if Kevin O'Connell has enough magic to keep that all on the tracks, but don't fall for it. He's good enough.
So for once, I actually totally agree with Charlie. I don't think he pretty much covered all the bases. Kevin O'Connell is an excellent coach. Sam Darnold stinks, bro. I'm sorry. He's not it. Sam Darnold is a backup quarterback. Listen, it's a lot of different things and elements that go into playing the game of football. There's politics, there's draft, where you was drafted, there's perception, there's even personality. That being said, Darnold doesn't look much different than Nick Mullins looked last year when he played under Kevin O'Connell. Just keeping it real. Now, obviously, Darnold was a higher prospect than Nick Mullins. Darnold is just more higher regarded than Nick Mullins, right? I mean, it seems that he's like a coach's favorite. He is the epitome of a backup quarterback. He's solid. He understands offenses, it seems, but he's very limited physically on whether it's running or throwing the ball. Kevin O'Connell will scheme open some open players, period. That's just what he'll do. He got good weapons. They got Jefferson. They got Addison. They got in the first round. Even Hawkinson coming back. They got Aaron Jones back there. They even have a good offensive line, but Darisaw got hurt last game. That was a little
They just traded for a tackle, actually.
And then, as Charlie likes to astutely point out, they got a great coach on the other side of the ball with Brian Flores.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, though, don't get it twisted, Vikings fans, or anybody who wants to believe otherwise. Charlie said to me earlier this week, he said, because Charlie's a Giants fan, he said, if I was the Vikings, would I trade the Giants McCarthy so they could have Darnold? Absolutely not. And I'm not even a huge McCarthy fan, but he could be something. We know that Darnold sucks. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because to me, this is a weird idiot because it's like, who is the idiot that didn't think that Sam Darnold was Sam Darnold? Like, I'm just trying to understand that. Because he's serviceable under O'Connell doesn't mean that I don't think anyone thought that he was anything special, but I did think that Sam Darnold would be an upgrade on the guys that they were trotting out there last season. And that appears to be the case. Yeah. Does that mean much? No. There's a reason that you end up in a journeyman spot, and most of those guys don't ever end up being people that can start a whole season. Even when they get an opportunity, like, oh, is this guy? No. People go on streaks. Defenses may not be accustomed to what you're doing in this new scheme or this new offense. And then once they figure it out, that carriage turns back into a pumpkin. And for me, I don't even think that he's really gotten that much worse than what he was doing earlier this season. He had a couple of really good games, but he's been pretty average for the most part. They just have had like a rock solid defense, like you like to mention, that who they have on the other side of the ball. So it's like last week was one of the first weeks that you didn't really see their defense step up. And,
And like I mentioned, when Darisaw got hurt, that changed a lot of stuff.
It changed a lot. The offensive line, they were leaking a lot of pressure.
Do you think that he will revert back to a pumpkin so much so that they could miss the playoffs?
I think
their division. I ask because they have the most competitive division in the league.
They're not winning that division.
Do you think it can keep them out of it?
I tell you this. I can't see them winning a playoff game. Like they could get to the playoffs because they got a good roster. Like I mean,
I tell you better. You take that back. Well, I mean, I forgot Dallas doesn't look very good this year, but if against teams like Dallas, they could win a playoff game. Those are the type of those types of teams.
I mean, yeah, if they draw the best matchup, cool. But to Charlie's point, they ain't going too far.
They're not gonna. They're not about to.
Ceiling is
not a
very
Super
low
Bowl
when you
contender.
have Darnold. I'm sorry.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Respect. I respect the take.
You think they don't make the playoffs at all?
I think the Lions and
I
Packers
respect the
are
take.
a lot
I'm
better
being
than
a sucker because I kind of feel like
they but
they could. So.
But when you look at the league, I feel like the NFC is so wide open that it's very possible. The other two divisions, whether it be the other divisions don't have that many teams. Like there's a possibility that 3 teams make it out of that division. There's only going to be 1 team from the NFC South, and then probably 1 from the West. Like
I don't know, man. Atlanta and Tampa Bay could both play. I take both of them.
That's true. That's true.
And
if Mike Evans come back, that's going to help Tampa Bay a lot.
Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings. I don't believe in them. They're fool's gold.
I think it was cool for a second because we talked about this on another episode. Kevin O'Connell is a dog. And if you got a new quarterback in there that they got to kind of figure out to some degree, it might take a while. But they just didn't. They looked stale the other day versus the Rams in the second half. Like in the first half, they was looking clean. That second half, they looked like they couldn't even. I mean, like I say, the left tackle.
I was at that game and it was sad to watch. I'm like, they couldn't stay on the field to save their life. But I'm just like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, we're not gonna stay on this for too long. Just anybody who listens to Sam Darnold, you're an idiot. But that's it. This is Soggy Nachos podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure you tell somebody about this.
Next time, at Bill Belichick when you say that. Woo.